You're listening to the Hustled Up podcast. I'm Laura Natoli.
And I'm Holly Silva, and we are best friends since birth turned multi-passionate entrepreneurs and co-owners of Chores and More, a successful service-based business where everybody is treated like a best friend.
Welcome to our show where tactical business education meets fun and real conversations about this wild journey called life.
Get ready to be inspired. Grab your headphones, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Hustled Up. We are your hosts. My name is Laura.
And I'm Holly.
And we are back with our last episode of the season. If you tuned in last week, then you know that Holly made the very potentially sad announcement for our dedicated listeners.
No, it's sad. It's sad.
It is sad, right? It's sad for, those people that are really tried and true fans. We are taking a very brief, small hiatus for the rest of the year. We will be back better than ever in January with some new cute headphones, hopefully, asking for them for Christmas. We just felt like, honestly, we needed a little time to decompress. Doing this podcast is a lot of work, y'all. I don't know if you guys are aware, doing the podcast, especially with how busy Holly and I are, it's a lot of work and it is very time consuming. And during the holidays, we are just so focused on growing the business, getting in all those last minute cleanings. We are so focused on also just having fun and really doing a lot of our holiday traditions that we do every year. So we've been meaning to take a hiatus. So we said, you know what? The holidays are the perfect time to do that. Let's just take a pause, regroup, and just plan on how we're going to come back in the new year and show up with this podcast bigger and better than ever. So today will be our last episode. Until then, feel free though, in the meantime, to go back and check out old episodes. We're still going to try to be active on social media, even more so now that we're going to have some time to really promote some previous episodes. Go back and check them out. If you have a particular topic that you are wanting us to discuss, you can, during this hiatus, reach out to us and we will add it to the list of new episodes coming out in 2025. Oh my God, 2025. I can't even believe that. It's literally insane. But so that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today is just how to, what to expect from this podcast, some things that are going to be coming up for us in the year 2025 in business with this podcast, some episode topics that you can expect from us. And also, I forgot to mention, speaking of how much work this is, if you love us and you're going to be really sad that we're not going to be here for a little bit, go show us some love. Go leave us a little review wherever you're listening. If you're on YouTube, make sure you are subscribing so that you always know when a new episode is going to drop, so that you know when we are back from our little hiatus, you know that we're here and we're back. So just show us some love. It would really mean so much to us. Again, this podcast takes a lot of work, a lot of time and energy, and showing us some love would really help us to stay motivated to keep going. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to cut to commercial real quick and we're going to be back just as a little recap of the year and let you know what's coming in the future. So stay tuned. Are you tired of spending your entire weekend cleaning when you could be going out to brunch with your girls?
First of all, I love brunch. And second of all, yes, there are so many things I could be doing instead of cleaning my house on the weekend.
Oh yeah, like playing video games.
Or watching a movie with the kids.
Going on a date with your significant other.
Taking your dog to the dog park.
Going to the movies.
Solving world hunger.
Yes! Exactly. So this is why it is such a good idea to call up Chores and More for your deep and recurring cleaning needs.
And do you want to know something really, really cool?
What?
If anybody mentions Hustled Up when they call to book, they can receive up to $100 off their deep cleaning.
Up to $100 off. What are you doing still sitting there? Pick up the phone now, mention our podcast, and never have to spend your weekends cleaning again.
Simply go to choresandmorellc.com. You can fill out our request quote form there, or give us a call, send us a text, 631-397-0177. It is time to get back to doing the things you love. Let us take care of the cleaning.
All right, we're back. And as I mentioned in the intro, this is going to be kind of a little, preparation for our hiatus episode. But before we dive into some of the things that we are planning to do in the new year, we thought it'd be really fun to just recap a couple of really quick, exciting numbers of how much we've grown in the last year. And I know we did an entire episode dedicated to how we ran things 3 years in the past, but I wanted to show you guys how much you can grow and what is possible in just a year period. So as always, we always preach track your numbers, track everything. And we have done that. So we got out last October, as we call them snapshots. We got our last October snapshot of how our numbers were, sales, revenue, leads, all that stuff, and compared it to this past October. And Holly, you want to share with them the growth number in revenue because this baffled my mind.
Yeah. So our monthly revenue growth was just around 55%. So we grew our business by more than half.
That's crazy. That's insane. I didn't think that was possible, to be honest. But like, we've really this past year dug in deep and changed a lot in our business that needed to be changed, and implemented a lot of the things that we discuss in this podcast. And that goes to show you, if you put in the work and you do the hard thing, it is possible. You can grow by 55% or more. Beat us. I would love for you to beat us and be like, you know what? I implemented all this stuff and I grew by 65%. I would love that. I would just love to hear that from somebody who's, eager to grow like the same way we were.
Yep. And if we grow by another 55%, we are going to hit a major milestone, which I'm excited for. So, and I think we'll grow by a little bit more than 55% just because of where we're at in our business and how established we are in the community and how established we are with our marketing. And we're exploring new marketing avenues and campaigns. So, and just trying new things. So I anticipate that the growth is going to be even faster than this year, but to grow by 55% as like a pretty small business is big and exciting. And yeah, it's great. We've made a lot of changes and we're still making changes. I don't know if we'll ever stop making changes,
No,
but
I don't think we're ever going to be satisfied. I think
no.
I hate to say it. I feel like we're those type of people because some people are really satisfied. They're like, okay, I hit the $1 million mark, or I hit the 500K mile mark, and I'm good. I'm comfortable. But Holly and I are those type of people that are so hungry for growth that when we hit our next major milestone, we're going to celebrate it because that's important. You have to celebrate the milestones. But then we're going to be like, okay, what's the next number we're trying to hit? What are we trying to get to next? Like, I'm never going to be satisfied. It's because
No.
as you grow, you can do so many more things. Like, we're able to help so many people at the size we're at. Can you imagine what we can achieve and what we can achieve for our employees when we hit the next milestone? It's going to be insane. Like, I'm never going to be satisfied, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
Want to own an empire and grow this podcast too,
Mm-hmm.
like, because as our business grows, this podcast will also grow. It's a hobby for us right now because we so enjoy being able to provide this camaraderie for everybody in our industry and a voice of encouragement for people who are going through it, because whether you're in this industry or not, being a business owner is lonely and you can't always talk to your friends about it. And it's just, you need other people in your corner. So we want to be that. And we like educating and helping people avoid the mistakes that we made. So yeah, I right now it's a hobby, and because I love it and I'm always going to love it. But like, I'm hoping that one day it can turn into maybe a business or at least something more than a hobby,
Yeah,
So
I think it can. I really do. And before we jump into what's to come, I also want to share one really exciting number with you all because we're always preaching how important marketing is. And it's something that we didn't always do, or at least didn't always dump a lot of money into or spend a lot of time in. And now Holly is our full-time marketer. She, we have a company that we have outsourced that has helped us tremendously. They are, definitely, can we actually give them a little shout out while we're talking about this? I would love to. Dan at My Pocket Marketing. He is our marketing guy and he is just fabulous. Holly meets with him once a month and he has helped us so much, not only get more leads, but he really works with us on marketing campaigns. I mean, Holly could talk to you more about this than I could since she is our marketer, but I would definitely recommend him. If you are looking for a marketing person to help you with your Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever area you want to market in, I would definitely recommend his company 100%. It's called My Pocket Marketing. So I just wanted to give him a little quick shout out because he's a lot of the reason why this number, and Holly as well, because Holly is a fantastic branding and marketing expert. So her combination of her vision working with Dan's expertise has really made this number possible. But October 2023, We had 30 leads come in for the whole month. And I remember being like, wow, 30 leads. That's so much. We kept saying last October was one of our biggest months of the year. And it was one of the most profound months for us in 2023. But it doesn't even compare to this October when we had a whopping, our biggest number yet, 102 leads came in. 102 leads. Now, are all those leads hot? No, but that's 102 opportunities for us to get through the door. And I was able to quote 53 of those 102 leads. That is huge. The more leads you're getting, the more opportunities you have. And as you get more leads, I do want to make you aware a lot of them will be cold because it's a numbers game. You're getting more people coming in. Not everyone's going to be a serious hot lead. Whereas I think when you're smaller, more of the leads are hot. But again, it's a numbers game. So if you're not working on your marketing, prioritize that. It may not seem so important right now, but it is huge. It is so important, and we will die on that hill. But I just wanted to share that number because I didn't realize how big that number was of a gap until we just looked at this. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
And let's not forget. So I think actually we had just signed on with Dan in October of 2023. So
Oh, wow.
if anybody knows anything about Google, which maybe you don't, it takes a while for it to get smart and understand your business. And this is why I think I spoke about the importance of SEO in our, I think, Google profile episode, and how your website has to have very smart, intelligent, specific keywords about what you do, because Google has to understand your business and understand what you do. And then your ads have to reflect that as well. Like, you have to have SEO friendly ads, which I just don't know how to do, which is why I outsourced it. And so we had just signed up. Obviously, those ads weren't really helping us at all at that point, because it usually takes 3 to 6 months for Google to like kind of understand your business and start marketing you and advertising you correctly. And so, but we had those 30 leads and we ran a sale. And so a lot of those leads we think came in because of the sale, and we promoted it on, I think, Facebook. We didn't even, I don't know if we even sponsored the post or anything,
I
but
don't think so.
regardless, we were like, this sale is what did it, and this and that and this. And then this year we got 102 leads, you said, Laura, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With no sale. We did not run a sale this year. We said we're going to test it out. We ran our sale back in August because, as we mentioned in one of our other episodes that I can't remember, it is so important to prepare your sales and plan ahead for your sales that you're going to run. So we knew that August is typically a very slow month for us, like painfully slow, if I'm being honest. And we know that January is slow. So we're going to plan for sales in January. We planned for our sales in August. So we plan to not have any sales in October. And since it was so poppin' last year and it's the start of the holiday season, we were like, okay, we're going to see how this goes. And as you can see, between the marketing campaigns we've been running and, just our growth and how we present ourselves and all this, and all the changes we've made to our website, and how we made it so much easier to request a quote now. And that was also at Dan's recommendation, which, love you, Dan, for that. We were able to grow by a lot. So it was like minor changes, and we actually kind of dialed back. We didn't run that sale. So if you're not investing in, like, if your business is not growing, it's not growing because you're not marketing. Marketing is the number one most important thing that you can do to scale and grow a business. It's like the rule of thumb. It's the number
Yeah.
one thing.
And people
So
don't prioritize it enough. People put it on the back burner. Oh, I don't have enough money to market. I'm like, you don't have enough money to market because you're not getting business because you're not marketing. You
I know
gotta be patient.
it's a catch-22. And I
Yeah.
think also you have to keep in mind that when you do start investing in like Google ads and stuff, you're not going to like all of a sudden have Google ads and your business is going to blow up. It requires patience. It's at least for Google, and in some cases Facebook, like, it's a slow burner, and you have to like have patience, and then you will eventually get the return on your investment. And it seems that every month, and I have not increased our Google ad spend. I am spending the same amount as I started with in October and of last year. And every
Mm-hmm.
single month we've gotten more and more and more leads because Google is getting smarter. And then of course I introduced Facebook ads a little bit, a very small budget. I think we're spending $300 over there. But either way, like, Google just got smarter. The majority of our leads are still coming from Google. and
Mm-hmm.
Google just knows what we're all about now, and so it's able to get us more and more and more. So I think that that's something to remember. And I know that's not what this episode is about. See, I'm such a marketing nerd. I could just go on and on about this. I'm like, wait, I
I know
want
I
to talk
shouldn't have
more
opened
about
this
it.
can. No,
I'm
it's
just
good
gonna
though. It's good.
take up the whole episode. I'm sorry, but little tidbit of what we did to make the growth, and and we'll keep doing. We'll probably increase our Google ad spend soon, just because we had 55% growth. So now is the
Mm-hmm.
time to increase that spend a little bit, but we did increase it by adding in Facebook. So
Yeah, that's all
yeah.
great things to keep in mind. All great things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a lot of other cool numbers too, but those are the main two ones that we wanted to share with you. And again, I'm gonna beat a dead horse. Track your numbers so that you can look back and see how far you've come. Because nothing gets me more excited than looking at old numbers. Because you don't realize how far you've come until you look back, and then you're like, wow, we're freaking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
I remember as you guys know, we joined Pros, right? We're in Cleaning Business Fundamentals, the mentorship program, and we wanted to ascend to the Pros. And you need to be a $500,000 business to be in Pros. Laura and I busted our asses trying to get that $500,000 run rate and maintain it. And now we're running at over 6. And I'm like, I get mad if like one of our weeks dips under like the 600 run rate, And I'm like so spoiled in that way. But joining Pros was such a big thing that we did this year. So I kind of wanted to visit that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I still feel like a major imposter. Even, I actually posted, there's a Pros Facebook group that you join when you get into Pros, and like I wanted to ask a question in there today, and I was like, I feel like I'm so little and I'm scared. I was like, what if my question is dumb? Like I still feel that way to a degree, but I wanted to share that with you, because if you are, and it doesn't have to be CBF, it doesn't even have to be Pros, but if you are feeling small or like an imposter, or like you don't belong, or that you don't know if you should be doing it or whatever, like just do it anyway. Like if you qualify, just do it. Don't second guess yourself. And I feel like I've said this, but everybody has something valuable to offer.
Yeah.
When like whatever it is, like it doesn't matter what it is, but I probably know something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's about marketing, maybe it's about branding, because I love those things, but I can bring that value to somebody who maybe even owns like a $2 million business, who just doesn't really know. Maybe they're
Yeah.
not sure. So everybody has, or maybe just a unique set of talent, or a unique talent, or a unique characteristic that could be valued, or a trait even. Like everybody has something worth something to someone.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's true. It's like your unique ability. Oh, what book was it? I feel like it was 10x is easier than 2x. He talks a lot about your unique ability. And every single person has a unique ability, whether you know what it is or not. I don't even know what mine is, to be honest, but everybody has a unique ability. So even if you're feeling like an imposter, you have something to bring to the table that, like Holly said, a $2 million business owner might not have. So don't second guess yourself. Be in the room that makes you uncomfortable. Because Holly and I almost didn't join Pros because we barely made the cutoff for revenue. We felt like maybe we should wait another year till we're more ready. And I can't tell you how happy I am that we did not do that, because we have already gotten so much value out of the calls, the special trainings that you get when you level up into the Pros program, that I am so thankful that we took the plunge and did the scary thing and dove in before we thought we were ready. That's what you have to do, man. That's like the biggest takeaway I could say is dive headfirst in before you think you're ready. Like don't dip your toe in the water. No, just cannonball right into the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that being in Pros, and again, I always feel like I turn these freaking episodes into a sales pitch for CBF. They
It's
should
because it's
just pay me a
amazing.
commission at this point. But I feel like being in Pros is going to help us hit that next milestone
Mm-hmm.
that we want to hit. And I feel like I'm so excited. I'm so excited for next year and the growth and everything else. I can't say it enough. I'm just excited. Like I know good things are coming, and we have to continue to work really, really hard and probably struggle with balance. And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, there's going to be a lot of that. And we're probably going to have many more burnout episodes in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Because every so often
Mm-hmm.
we come on here and we're like, oh, I don't want to be here. You know, I'm sure
Yeah.
that'll happen.
Yeah.
But I think that good things are going to happen. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for 2025. And this is a good, I guess, segue into telling you guys what like you can expect from Laura and I. And we're going to get a little personal, or not personal.
Nitty
I,
gritty.
I don't know. I don't know what the word
Vulnerable.
is. Like, no, like, I'm just like, we're going to tell you some of the things that we're going to be focusing on in 2025 in our business.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just share with you some of the things that we are imperfect at, that we need to work on, and some of the new things that we are going to do. Um, and of course, we will talk about them here. So these are things that you can also expect to learn about as we kind of start experimenting with new things as our business grows and has new needs. You know, as a
Mm-hmm.
business
Mm-hmm.
grows, it has new needs. And you need to develop new procedures and SOPs. And for us, like, our business is at that size now where this can no longer be ignored. so,
Mm-hmm.
so we are going to be working on a few different things. And one of the things I'm really excited about is we're going to be like really vamping up our training program for our cleaning techs. This is going to be like a big one. It's going to be a big project, but we just want to be able to like, we have a great training program in place as it is, but it's missing so much still, because if you're a house cleaner, you already know this. There's so much that goes into it. And I it's it's overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. And there's a lot that goes into cleaning a house. There's finishes in the house, what products to use on what different kinds of stone are, and you know, just even like how we operate, like what our terms are, you know, what the cleaners, you know, should know we do versus what we don't do. Like, I think they know that we don't clean walls, but we need to make sure of that. And that's not in our training procedures right now because we're not
Mm-hmm.
specific enough with them. They don't get quizzed. Like, we want to start doing quizzes and stuff, because this is not something, and we did this for so long, where we would just hire somebody, take them out to clean with us, and be like, okay, good luck. See ya.
Literally.
Have fun.
I don't know how we didn't.
After like a day. It's
Mm-mm.
like insane. And now I'm like, there's so much that we forget, and like they need to know and have access to at their fingertips. So that's one of the big things we're going to be doing. And I'm not going to share much more about that right now, but it's definitely something I will share in the new year, as we, you know, start spearheading that. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like the big project. I feel like that's the number one project that we're going to be focusing on. And I'm really excited because it's just going to level us up so much. Another thing that we are going to be focusing on, I feel like a lot, and talking about is, and I always do want to have episodes on this podcast where it's back to basics. Like, I would love to do a, you know, what do I do when I'm hiring my first employee, or just some really back to basics episodes. But mixed in with that, we're going to be talking about some higher level stuff. We're going to be talking about leadership a lot. I would love to explore leadership because as your company grows, you have to grow. You have to evolve as a leader, as a person, as a business owner, as a boss. You have to level yourself up as your company grows, because a bigger company demands a different owner. It's really true. A different, you know, if you're up here, you can't be the same leader and business owner at $1 million that you were at $200,000. It just doesn't requires different skills and different abilities. So we're going to be talking a lot about leadership and delegating, because as we grow, Holly and I, we are only two people and we're struggling now to get everything done in a day. We say it all the time. There's not enough hours in a day. So we're going to be talking a lot about leadership and how we are choosing to delegate, and what we're choosing to delegate, and why we're choosing to delegate it, and just that whole process, because that's something that we're going to be, I think this time next year, our day-to-day activities or tasks, I guess you want to call them, are going to look very different. They're going to look very different because as we grow, we are not going to be able to have our hands in everything. I just want to keep my little mittens on everything, and I'm not going to be able to do that. And Holly's not going to be able to do that. So I want to talk a lot about that and what that
The
looks like
control
for
freak,
us.
the control freak in me just wants to throw up
I
reading
know.
about it. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, in retrospect, I never thought that we could pass off and delegate the cleaning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Never. I never thought that. I was like, that's never going to happen. And then I was like, okay, it started to happen a little bit. And I was like, okay, most of the clients we can delegate. I was like, but there are some we're stuck with for life. For
Mm-hmm.
life. I was
Mm-hmm. We said
thinking
that
for
all the
life.
time.
For
Mm-hmm.
life. I was like, there are some people and there are clients we signed on in 2017 that we cleaned ourselves before we were even a freaking business. Like just going and cleaning ourselves, and we grew with them for years, and we're like, we're never going to be able to pass them off. And now we did. We are 100% mop free. We are not 99% mop free. Like, we are 100% mop free. In fact, if I had to go out and clean now, I think my knees would give out. I just don't
Oh
know,
yeah.
which is not great. I should probably start working out. But this is also the first year that Laura and I are not cleaning on Thanksgiving week, which is insane. It's
We used to be out till
insane.
like 9 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving Eve.
Uh-huh.
You remember?
Yeah. Up until literally last year. We went out last year
Mm-hmm.
too. We did not
Yeah.
have the staff to cover. I don't know, or I don't know what it was, honestly. We just needed to be out, and we worked I think all 3 days, Monday, Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. I
And
remember.
we weren't able to take calls. We probably lost leads. I don't remember, but we probably lost
Definitely.
leads because for
Definitely.
not being available right away, no speed to lead with that. So, this is the first year we're not doing that, and I just never thought we would ever be able to delegate the cleaning, and we did. So there is going to be and we've already delegated some office things, which is like insane that we did this first, but we delegated payroll.
I know that's
And
always the last thing people delegate. Well, honestly, though, to say if it wasn't a family member doing it, I don't think I would, because that's why
no.
people tend to not delegate their payroll. Is it's a very vulnerable position. You have to have somebody you can 100% trust. And we've mentioned it before. It's my mom, so like I'm not worried about her
Mhm.
padding her paycheck. Like, you know what I
I know,
mean?
right?
Like,
And you also have to, I mean, regardless of who you delegate to, you always have to inspect what you expect, right?
mm-hmm,
So, not that I'm like creeping on Sue's payroll numbers ever, but I report the payroll numbers to our work comp. So I'm able to inspect what they look like. So
mm-hmm,
you always want to have your eyes on everything, even when you start delegating, but you kind of got to give up the control for some things. And like, that's going to be a bit of a struggle. And we're going to definitely be talking a lot about that in 2025. We anticipate that by the end of next year, we will have a full-time office person in here, like an operations manager. It's going to be Ashley,
mm-hmm,
and it's going to be hard molding her into a leader. She is somebody who doesn't have experience. We're not hiring from the outside, but Ashley is perfect for the role because she's so passionate about the success of this company. And so, and we did an episode way back when. It's called Get Yourselves an Ashley. It's like one of the first maybe like 10 or 20 episodes. So go check that out. And we talk all about Ashley. And honestly, what we spoke about was probably a lot different than what we speak about today. Like, I
mm-hmm,
don't remember if we had goals to make her, to bring her in the office full time. But now that is what it is. That is what she has grown into. And, we will be bringing her in here, and we will need to not only grow our leadership skills, but also pass them on to her, which is going to be tough for me because I'm such a control freak. Laura knows. I
mm-hmm.
I torture poor Laura. I'm sorry, girl.
It's
Torture
okay.
you. Torture you with my I just gotta, I always gotta have things the way I want them. And it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
hard to,
Very
I'm a
type
very
A.
I in that way. Not in
Mm-hmm.
every way, but in that way, like the most annoying way, I have to, I'm
Mm-hmm.
so type A. So you can expect a lot of that too, as we grow and like ascend upward. I keep saying the word ascend because I chose that, and I'll say it again in 2025. But that's my word of the year, guys, for 2025, because we're
I love it.
climbing up, we're ascending. Like that's 2025 for us is going to be like the year of growth and ascension, and
Mm-hmm.
or at least it freaking better be.
No, it will be. It will be.
It will
Yeah,
be.
I love that. It really will be. And I feel like it's a mindset shift too with what you were talking about. It's so hard. And let's face it, if you're a business owner, you probably chose that because you have some kind of control freak tendencies. Like, let's be real. You don't just start a business because, you love following other people's directions. You start a business because you want to run it yourself. You want to be your own boss, you want to do your own thing. But I think it's just a mindset thing, and it's those limiting beliefs, because the fact that we thought we couldn't delegate the cleaning, now retroactively, that seems like such a limiting belief. Why did I ever think that? And one day we're going to be delegating those things that we don't want to take our mitts off of, and we're going to realize, wow, that was just another limiting belief that I had.
Yeah. There's a lot of mindset shifting that has to be done. Sorry. Tongue twister.
Mindset shifting.
It was like I almost tripped over all those words, and y'all would have been laughing, but I saved myself.
Yeah.
So that's what you can expect for 2025. And we definitely want to have more guests on. I know we had a bunch on in the beginning of the year, and then we kind of slowed down with it. But we will be prioritizing that. And if you want to be a guest for 2025, in fact, we're going to try to schedule those at the end of this year and early next year, so that we can have a calendar ready to go with dates for everybody to come on and record and drop dates and all that stuff. If you want to be a guest, if you're a business owner, a house cleaner, in the service industry, great, but you don't have to be. If you just have expertise that you'd like to share, or if you just think you'd resonate well with us and our listeners, you can absolutely apply to be a guest. It's a very simple form right on our website. You can go to hustleduppodcast.com, and then there's a link right at the top that says be our guest. And you can go there and just let us know who you are and a little bit about you. And then we'll contact you to schedule you for a recording. And we would love to have some fresh faces on here, but we're also going to have some people return. So, definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to have some pretty badass business owners come back, and we are so excited. So you can definitely expect a lot from us in 2025. I almost said 2024.
Oh my God.
In 2025, I know. And we will still be around on Instagram. I know we kind of suck at posting there, but we will still post things as much as we can, and hopefully 2025 will be the year of consistency with that. So you can always follow us at Hustle.podcast on Instagram if you want to stay connected.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And now is the time to get those applications in, because we have people already lined up. We are ready. We are ready to get those badass women and men too on our podcast. I feel like we're very women focused here, which I love. I love supporting women, but we're also totally open to having men on the podcast as well. So definitely something to keep in mind. And don't forget to go connect with us too during this little hiatus on our other pages. Go check out Chores and More. We've been really trying to be more consistent over there too, on Instagram and TikTok at Chores and More. You could also always give us an email, shout us out at hustleduppodcast@gmail.com. I was not going to get it wrong this time. Go follow us on our personals. All of the links are below so that you can go find us and connect with us in the meantime. And just a reminder too, we're always taking on new episode topics. So if you have something you want us to talk about, do not forget, slide in the DM, send us an email. As you know from experience, we will talk about those topics because we have done it a lot recently. We want to answer your questions. We want to gear these episodes coming up not only to what we're going through and we're experiencing, but what do you need help with? That's what we're here for. We're here to help. That's the main purpose of this podcast, and we want to make sure that we are gearing episodes towards what you actually need. So don't hesitate to reach out. This was it. This is a little sad. It's a little sad.
I know. I don't want to go. We should just stay here.
It's only like a month and a half we're taking off.
I know. And this is our first ever planned hiatus, so it feels weird. Like we've taken hiatuses before, but we've never planned them. Usually it's because we're like way too busy.
We're too burnt out. Yeah, exactly.
Usually it's due to burnout. Yeah. But this time it's like, oh, we're just going to like relax a little and then come back refreshed. And I'm like, this is weird. I'm not used to it. And I'm going to miss you guys. Like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, but we gotta eat lunch, and your girl's starving. So
I am very hungry as well. So yeah, connect with us everywhere else. I promise we're not going anywhere, and we will be back. Like I said, our first episode, I'm actually going to bring it up right here on my calendar, is January 7th. January 7th, 2025 is when we will be back fresh and ready to go. And of course, we'll do some type of goal setting episode because this is the time. So we will be back with some amazing-ish. So we'll see you in January. And until then, go kick some ass, close out this year on a high note, and we'll see you in 2025.